Welcome everyone to Thanksgiving night live. We're just gonna hang out. Yeah, no set structure. Talk credit card stuff. See what we can do. Try to get a game plan for the end of the year. Tomorrow is Black Friday, so all sorts of sales tomorrow and Monday and all of that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Might be time to add some extra tools to your tool belt if you haven't already. Things like seats.arrow, or I think I'm going to add SaveWise and maybe look at card pointers and go back and see if Max Rewards has updated for the better in the last couple weeks or whatever. So no set format for tonight. We're just going to hang out, do what we can, see how long we go, just roll from there. So with that, yeah, with Black Friday, we've got a bunch of stuff at Rove for Black Friday. I did a video on that earlier in the week. 10 times loyalty eligible point bookings. You've got 4 times on Visa and MasterCard gift cards through giftcards.com. They've got double points earning on a number of retailers, so definitely check that out. So yeah, Rove's got a bunch going on. There is the Seats.arrow has a 30% sale for their Pro feature. Then there's also SaveWise as well, which I think I'm going to probably do the lifetime. James Raglan, yo Matt. Hey James, hope you're doing well, sir. Kirby G's Points and Miles, thank you, sir, for joining in. Yeah, and I got to start figuring out where we're going for a February vacation. Of course, my kids' vacation for school is just about the busiest time of vacations in February, so that'll be fun. Sleepy Rod joining us. What are you most thankful for? Community that we've grown both here on this channel over at Stack Your Points. A whole bunch of stuff going on over at Stack Your Points, stackyourpoints.com. Yeah, I like the community that we've built. Feels pretty genuine. Not a ton of fluff, and we can have meaningful discussions over there, which is nice. One Meowmix joining us, Meowdy, with many Meowdy cats and a couple of turkey legs. Thanks for joining, sir. Hope all is well. So, yeah, thankful for everything we've been able to build over at Stack Your Points over the last year plus. We hit a year in July, so we're getting closer to a year and a half now. We might do a promotion pitch over there just to keep growing, trying to grow the brand a little bit. Thankful for my audience continuing to watch. The ad blocker nonsense that that YouTube has instituted has been a real pain in the ass. So, folks continuing to watch my videos, greatly appreciate it. Definitely comment, try to push through whatever the hell is happening on the algorithm. So every little bit will be helpful. So yeah, definitely appreciate everyone who watches. Definitely appreciate those who comment, like, subscribe, all of that. So yeah, hopefully everyone has had a relatively quiet Thanksgiving, and no major drama. Everybody had huge piles of food. I couldn't even complete like one full plate of food. So first Thanksgiving with some weight loss assistance. It's been a bit of an experience. So got to hate watch the Chiefs, so that was always so that's always nice. Yeah, I saw they weren't able to pull it out. I thought they would potentially do so with about 5 minutes left, but they couldn't make that happen. So is what it is. CD Lamb is insane. So that's all I'm going to say there. Big throw by Dak, but we'll see. Anyway, anyone doing any crazy bookings tomorrow or trying to take advantage of any sales going on tomorrow in the travel space? I'm looking to see what I can do. I'm also looking to see if Air India might have a some sort of Black Friday deal for point purchases. I doubt it. I'm sure I would have heard something by now. What credit card perk or benefit are you most thankful for? I don't use a ton of purchase protections. I like that they're there. I haven't rented a car in a while, so I can't really say CDW. Just the ability to transfer out points and make life that much easier when you can line things up properly. Also, if you've got expiring points in any programs with that connect to Wells Fargo, so like your Air France points could be expiring, your choice points could be expiring. I got a notice about that a couple of weeks ago. It turned into that video that I did. Anything with Virgin, whatever, the ability to just transfer out 1 point to kick the can down the road is always nice. So that is definitely a big one. So far, I haven't had to use anything major like purchase protections or travel insurance or anything like that, so that's always good. But no, I like the ability to move my points how I need to move them and go from there. Key from Kiki Adventures joining us. Thanks so much, Key. I did a pretty big stack with LG, Amex offer, and earning Bilt points via Rakuten. The Bilt Rakuten connection is going to be hit real hard through May, and I'll be interested to see what they do after that. They're trying to intimate that it might last longer for Blue members, but I think they're going to wait to see what the first quarter of damage looks like. I'm sure they're going to be pretty surprised by some of the tricks that folks are able to pull off in the last couple of days, right before the November payout. I think the February payout is going to shock them, and they'll probably end up not waiting to wait until the May. Like, they'll be in a position where, I can't wait for the May payout to be done so that we can go to half a point per dollar for all of our Blue members. Like, get in while the getting's good over there, I guess. I'm moving past Rakuten. I can't get it to work on a browser. I can't get it to work through an extension. Yes, I can get it to work on my phone, but I would rather do other things with point stacking. But no, LG via Amex offer and earning Bilt points via Rakuten, that always works. World of Hyatt is going to 12x for cash bookings in Rakuten tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. And yeah, it'll be a question of 12x with 12x Bilt per dollar, or just do a cash booking through Rove with loyalty eligible, where you get 10x Rove and your multipliers with Hyatt and your multipliers on your card. It'll be interesting to see. Save like $20 on a vacuum through some early Black Friday sales, the little things. There you go. Bill Wright joining us. Sorry I'm late. That's my question. Also, what are known cyber deals? So Rakuten's got a bunch. 12x on Hyatt, 12x I think on Lululemon, and there could be additional Amex offers attached to Lululemon if you haven't used your Amex Platinum credit, which whatever. You know what? Let's just pull up Rakuten. Let's just see what we can do. So, Kirby, my vacuum just stopped working. What did you end up with? Okay. We're going to pull up some Black Friday stuff in just a second. Bill, right, I tried to look into Hilton points, and it won't get to the page every time I try to look. Oh, like to purchase points? Interesting. Did you get your question answered from RJ? Not sure what you mean there. I use Arc on my browser. Haven't any issues with getting the Rakuten to work. Interesting. Okay. I can get it to work on Chrome, and I can get it to work on the iOS app, but then I have to go through Rakuten, and I think I'm going to go through some other browsers, some other extensions. How about an RJ Stack Your Points guest bot? We talked about it briefly, RJ joining or like doing a Stack Your Points collab tonight. RJ has had a long Thanksgiving herself and is currently resting. So there we go. And 15% for others. Yeah, so let's pull up Rakuten, promo codes, coupons, whatever. So big things right now, 11x or 11% at Target. 1-800 contacts, if you need new contacts, 22%. 1Password's up to 45%. Ace Hardware is at 22%. For All Mankind is 22%. The 47 brand, which whatever, 511 Tactical up to 22%, if that's your thing. Aero Pastel is 22%. Let's see, what other big deals are we looking at? Let's see. So let's sign in. Thankfully, this is obscured. Get a $100 bonus, whatever, don't care. Up to 2% cash back. You'll see cash back paid when you paid out in Bilt points. That's fine. So 1.25% on mileage plus miles. Looks like it is 2%. Yeah, points for United Mileage Plus is 2%. Choice privileges points are 2%. JetBlue vacations are down to 1%. Derm Store 20%, Nectar 15%, AG1 15%, AliExpress, who cares? Dream Cloud mattresses 15%, 1Password. Get yourself a password manager, 35%. Allbirds is up to 15%. Let's see, what else can we do with holiday deals? At Home, Attitude, Avast, Banter, Bali. I don't know what Brickhouse Nutrition is. Bulletproof is 15%. Califon is 15%. Burt's Bees 15%. What else you got? Finish Line is up to 15%. Anything else? Hey Dudes are up to 15%, so I could go grab myself another pair of shoes. That would be interesting. Get 30% off regular items. So Skechers is 15% cash back plus 30% off regular price items. Lego's at 15%, so somebody let Lonnie know. LG is 15%, like he mentioned. Nobody cares about McCaffrey. ModCloth, Mizzen Maine is 15%. So lots of opportunities. Peloton is 15%, so you can stack that with the Sapphire Reserve if you so chose. Is this Quest Bars? Quest Health? One moment. Proceed. Yeah, uBlock Origin is what strips it out. This is not what I thought it was. Okay. So yeah, a whole bunch of options. Therabody is 15%, so you can use that. Thrive Market. So there are point stacking opportunities galore. So we're gonna stop sharing there. Come back to the comments. Diamond Fox. Firefox is the only one I've seen Rakuten working. I have 3 web browsers at the moment. So everything I've been using has been Chromium for the most part. So Chrome. I went back to Safari at one point. I just can't make it work on my desktop. But if I use my iOS and I use iOS app, that's fine. Same is true with Rove. Same is true with Capture Pack. If I do it on my laptop, because I run a couple of I run uBlock Origin Lite. I run a script that will parse out JavaScript. So those scripts, those extensions, running those kills my ability to get the sweet deals. So I should be able to run it on Firefox, which I think I imported uBlock Origin over to Firefox and Edge, so that might have been an issue. But iOS, I just do everything through iOS. Dem is joining us. Thank you so much, sir. Kirby, I betrayed myself by not buying Kirby branded vacuum cleaner. There you go. Some laughter there. If you don't buy anything on Black Friday, your return is 100x or 0x. So that's fair. Kirby, some of us are 90s babies. Big fluff balls are a living room staple. Yes. Oh, Emha, talking about RJ Financial. Your question on his video and a stack your points with RJ Financial. Oh, maybe. I haven't watched his Q&A yet. Haven't had the opportunity. So I will watch that a little bit later on. I know I asked him about, what's the next thing worth overdoing, because we destroyed the ink train. So we just have to see I was just curious what's next. Dem joining us. Oh, sorry, he's just saying hey, Key. Bianca's 808 joining. I was able to take advantage of the Surfshark deal, 97% back. Solid path there. Can't go wrong with Surfshark. And nice. So there you go. Boxer Matt, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you, sir. Hope everyone over ate. I did. So there's that. Keith is joining. I'm going to use my Dell Amex Business Platinum credits on Rakuten. Yep, that's fair. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I have way too many big pink Kirby's in my apartment. There you go. Don't blame me using uBlock, etc. I went network wide ad blocking using AdGuard Home and Rakuten as a whitelist for URLs to add. That I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to figure out like going through and doing that. Yeah, I've got a whitelist like Rakuten and Rove and Top Cashback just to be safe. Sleeperhead, now that the ink train is gone, what do you think is next? What do you mean in terms of earning chase points, or in terms of like the next thing that gets overdone? Because I think the next like business card that's going to get turned into oblivion would be the US Bank Triple Cash, and after that, I don't know. But Amex is also sending out no lifetime language offers. Like there's no freaking tomorrow, so there's that. Shabby Old Cloak joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, Shabby. Dem, happy Thanksgiving. Rented a boathouse in the Keys. Just got back from steering this thing around the bay. Nice. Nice. Boxer, hey, Matt, you noticing everyone's jumping on the Wells train? A lot of videos lately saying Wells is underrated. And I agree. I saw Spencer's video. I offered to help out with that. I also commented, hey, you can transfer as little as 1 point or the exact number of points needed for your redemption. Spencer forgot about that one, but he appreciated the comment in the comment section. I haven't fully noticed everyone jumping on the Wells train, but Wells offers, with the exception of grocery, Wells offers a ton of options. And like, yes, grocery is a bit of a miss for them, but there's still plenty you can get done there. Dining, DoorDash with Dash Pass, pick up your groceries through DoorDash. Like, it's a little bit more expensive, which sucks, but net 3 times points that way for your groceries without having to leave your house is not bad. But Wells is definitely underrated. It is one of the more underrated issuers, and folks are, so with the ink train dead, I think folks are going to be looking for anything that they can get, like higher multipliers across the board, especially if they're not getting targeted for those sweet no lifetime language offers. So there's that. But the active cash at 2%, like, you still could do a lot worse. What card is next for devaluation? I hope it's not our Aspires. No, the Aspires already got hit their refresh. Like, the next cards due for refreshes are going to be the Amex Green, the Sapphire Preferred. I don't think the Ink Business Preferred is going to get touched. They still, like, Wells still has to launch the Autograph Beyond. I don't know what US Bank is doing, so Cash Plus could be in trouble. They could keep making changes to the Altitude Connect and the Altitude Go. Like, it is November 27th. The updates are supposed to go into effect on the US Bank Altitude Reserve on December 15th, and we still have no idea who their transfer partners are going to be. So US Bank still could do plenty of damage to devaluations, and then we just have to wait and see what the green looks like. Let's see. Boxer, I haven't seen much on Wells, but I've been watching on the sidelines. City for me and Amex second. There you go. Yep, I did a transfer 2 points to JetBlue and it worked. For grocery, I use my active cash. Active cash is good for mopping stuff up. What will City do next, you think, after the second Wall Street Journal on the Strata Elite link in the Stack Your Points Discord? Yeah, I'm the one who posted that. They've already done their apology tour. They've already, like, sucked up and taken the hit monetarily that they're going to hit. They're going to take the folks that they didn't cancel out. They're going to take their losses and try to push people, try to push the folks that they don't want in the future off at some point. But, like, they're not going to make changes to the card, and they've already, like, waived annual fees and given the 100,000 points to a bunch of people. So, like, that is from jump, the card's already losing millions. and so we'll have to see what's next. But I don't think they're going to make any changes to the cards. Sleepy Rod. Wells not offering a catch-all with no foreign transaction fee is disappointing, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll just have to see if Autograph Beyond offers some sort of catch-all at the top end with no foreign transaction fee. But the active cash, like if they can find a way to waive the foreign transaction fee on that card, that would be killer. Think Amex is going to snatch the other banks' lunch and send them home crying in 2020. They aren't. Amex plays their game, right? Amex is just going to do what Amex is going to do, and Amex's approach is screw you if you don't want to come along and play our game. If you're not going to play our game, we don't care. That's why, like, they don't change the multipliers. That's why they don't do anything with the cards aside from get you to spend money their way. And everyone gladly does it because they allow the upgrade downgrade game. If they decide that they're going to lose money on upgrade downgrade, then they'll tighten upgrade downgrade, and then everybody will be reminded that, oh yeah, the multipliers here aren't particularly awesome. Like, everybody wants to avoid booking with cash through the portal. So if Amex does anything there, like, is what it is. Yeah, the platinum refresh was fine. I just don't know why people would need to hold multiple platinums. So it is what it is. Boxer, I agree they're Sleepy Rod, but for anything overseas, I use Capital One. That's fair. Chad's Money Win is joining us. Yo, Chad. Hope all is well. Hope you're happy Thanksgiving. Hope your family's doing good, and whatever health thing has subsided. So thanks for joining in. Shabby Old Cloak. However, the CSP Freedom refreshes aren't as botched as the CSR. I'd like a complete product at launch. That would be appreciated. I also would like further tweaks to the Sapphire Reserve in time. Kevin Nguyen, Capital One needs some kind of refresh. We'll see. I think folks are going overboard, and we need to pump the brakes a little bit on discover it. You can just move your cash back to miles. I don't think that's going to happen quickly. Like, yeah, it could be a play in a year and a half, 2 years, but I don't think that they're going to get that done in the next 6 months. Like, yes, they're going to add the ability to move they're moving the card management into the app, but we'll see. Boxer, yo, Chad, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Other folks saying hi to Chad. I consider the green if the credits work, something not clear credit. Yeah, just be prepared for yet another Resi credit and everyone to fawn over it. What I did for Thanksgiving, my sister cooked pretty much all day because she's a mad woman and needs to have complete control. I enjoyed the food. My kid and my partner came down to my house. My kid played around all day with her cousins, so overall a good day. Didn't have to do much. Capital One does not need a refresh. They're fine as is. Yeah, they just need to expand the Discover network. So they got to invest in that first. Chad, extending everyone happy holiday to all and hope all is well. Likewise, Chad. CapOne needs a hug with their transfer partner lineup. Yeah, they need to renegotiate their transfer partner lineup. It's not great. Like, the partners are fine in terms of use case, but like your transfer rates, JetBlue and JAL at 5-3 does not compute. C1s needs to stop bucketing. If they decide they want to be a real bank, they will. Anyone notice less availability of Delta flights on Virgin and Flying Blue? I was actually going to look that up for the trip we're trying to do in February. So if we're not seeing Delta availability with Virgin or Flying Blue, that's not great. I'm less than happy. Let's see. Chase has 524 for now. Does anyone else have does anyone else have a similar rule? Like Capital One doesn't want you over 524, but it's not a hard rule unless they only for the Venture X, I guess. Folks say that Wells Fargo has like a 524 type rule. They have something like it. They won't say that they do, but a lot of folks who have been over 524 applying for an autograph or applying for the Attune last year were having difficulty due to 524. So US Bank has their rules. No, sorry. Bank of America has their rules. I don't know them as well as I should, just because it's not an ecosystem I play with. But then like Amex has the 2 and 90 rule, and yeah, but nobody else really has a hard and fast 524 the way that Chase explicitly does. But Wells seems to also have adopted one as well. We stay home, chill, watch movie. Nice. Thrifty Travel disagree. I can't find any of those deals they keep advertising. There you go. Diamond. A lot of banks have fun rules. Wells Fargo every 6 months. Oh yeah, the welcome bonus every 6 months from Wells Fargo. Quirky and stupid, but it keeps churning to a minimum. So there's that. Did see 22K to basically all of Europe yesterday. That was fire, but I could make it happen. Chad, hey Matt, I just want to thank you for all the work you put into keeping people informed. Hey, it's what I do. I love watching your growth on the platform. Keep crushing it. Thank you so much, Chad. Thank you for giving me the push to start the channel way back when. Growth is kind of stalled to a point of near frustration lately. Views have also like dropped since the ad blocker nonsense went into effect with YouTube. I'm trying to find ways to jump out of it. Like I've got the AI caricature in the background now. Using that for thumbnails, just trying to find ways to hit signals to try and break through the noise. The last like 2 months and the behind the scenes have been rough. So, but thank you so much, Chad. And again, thank you for being the push that got me on here. So. Tidbits will continue. I will keep trying to push those out as long as there's something worth covering. Because like when I see, here's a deal from Danny the Deal Guru, like I try to cover the big stuff that I think needs to get conveyed without doing the same like 5 or 6 things over and over and over again. But I'm wondering if Discover Capital One will do something like Rakuten and you'll have a choice between miles or cash back on the IT card. Maybe. I think it'll be like the Saver where you can pull your cash back, but I don't think it's going to be immediate. Like folks are making it sound like it's going to happen in the next 6 months. I would be like, as technologically adept as Capital One is, I don't know that they want to do that just yet. I don't know what they want to do is kind of the problem. So until they signal what they're going to do, yeah, I'm curious to see what it'll be. Was selfishly hoping we would have gotten the CSP refresh by now since my annual fee hits at the beginning of May. Well, there's plenty of time, and they screwed up the Sapphire Reserve refresh so badly that it pushed everything back at least 3 to 6 or possibly even 12 months. So if the CSP refresh was supposed to be right after the Platinum refresh, nah. Like maybe we'll see March, but they did themselves a lot of harm. In front they are separate, and back they are the same company. I mean, Discover and Capital One. Yeah. Wells definitely has a 524. Wells told me they had a 1 in 90 rule. That's silly. I guess it makes sense, but like, whatever. They've only got 5 personal cards and 1 business card, and then the co-brands. So you can do the 1 in 90 pretty easily. And their spend requirements are relatively low. Like the Autograph Journey is the only one that hits 4,000. Everything else is 1,000 or less. What's the maximum point allowed to transfer to partner like Amex, Chase, Bilt? I think with Amex and Chase, the max is like 990,000 or something like that. You just can't transfer 1 million points at one time. Wells, to my knowledge, has no limit, but like very few people have more than 300,000 Wells points at this point. Like they were just cashing them out before travel became a thing. I have 150,000. I could move all 150,000 to JetBlue, no problem right now if I wanted to. Give me 200,000 JetBlue points, but like some of the flights to Orlando I was seeing on JetBlue were just stupid. Bill Red just hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much, sir. FOMO joining us. Got me one of those fancy Wells Fargo cards the other day. Signify Biz. Yeah. That one has a 5,000 spend for 500 back. So that's not too shabby. Dem doesn't have a single Chase card and I'm 224. Where should I start? Mostly applies for business cards. So if you're new, never had a Chase card, opening your business with Chase, you want to look at the Ink Unlimited and Ink Cash. They may, depending on what your business credit looks like, they may give you a bit of a lowball offer to start in terms of credit line, which would suck. But Ink Cash is a really strong card, 5% on phone, internet, cable, and office supply stores on $25,000 in spend, 2% on gas and dining for $25,000 in spend, 1x on everything else. Ink Unlimited is just a 1.5 flat, so you can use that for spend across the board, which is pretty solid. And then the Ink Preferred would be your transfer out card. That's 3x uncapped on advertising, phone, internet, and cable. Or no, not uncapped. It's like 150,000 a year. And there's one other category on that 3%. So that's advertising, phone, internet, cable, travel, I think is uncapped. And then 1x on everything else. That's the $95 fee card though. But it gives you transfer capability and has point boost up to 1.75. Demos. Oh, yeah. Tio Rico joining us. Thank you so much, sir. Hey, all. Glad you joined. My parents did that 124 and is that 124 and 024. Not bad. You can start the Chase ladders, but we'll see what happens there. Background Balloon joining us. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving background. Thank you so much. Sleepy Rod, since Chase is pretty much nerfing almost every shortcut to accumulate points quickly, where do you think it's headed? An ecosystem like City, where you can only earn points with spending? I think they might. And Keith raises a good point. If you apply for an ink card, you should use a referral link since you don't have any ink cards and someone could earn a referral bonus from you. Yeah, if you look at any of my regular videos, I have a link tree link in my pinned comments. Just pull up the pinned comment, expand it, go to the link tree, and my ink referrals are over there. I'd get 20,000 points if you choose to pull the trigger. Would be helpful, but yeah, just use a referral link. Doesn't necessarily have to be mine. I would prefer it be mine, but that's just me. So coming back to Sleepy Rod's question, which since Chase is pretty much nursing almost all shortcuts to accumulate points quickly. One, there is the shop through Chase, not the shops at Chase, but there is the Ultimate Reward shopping portal. That can give you accelerators, especially if you use like the Freedom Unlimited or the Ink Unlimited and get that extra 0.5. So that stacks on top of whatever your card's category is for that particular retailer. So if you have staples, right, and it shows you what qualifies for the accelerator in the shop through Chase, and you use the Ink Cash, you would get the 5% on the Ink Cash or the 5x on the Ink Cash plus the accelerator for the item that you're purchasing. They're going to exclude gift cards, they say, but like make it another part, a side part of the order, and make them parse it out, I guess. But there's still some tricks here and there with Chase. It's just going to be a bit of a pain to deal with, like online grocery on the Sapphire Preferred. Instacart doesn't just do grocery stores. It does dining. It does it does dining. It does general stores, wholesale, arts and craft stores. It does Walmart. It does Target. All of that can be found on Instacart. All of that would code as 3%. Set it to pick up. Do your shopping through Instacart. Go pick it up yourself. If you have the option to pick it up yourself to save on the delivery fees and the whatever, Instacart Plus will save you X amount of money with it. You can put in your loyalty numbers with whatever stores you have loyalty numbers with. Put in your membership with Costco. The Costco membership will also save you $20 per year on Instacart Plus. Like, there are, and then like if you shift your shopping over to Instacart, through the Sapphire Preferred, you get 3x on that. If you shift some shopping over to DoorDash and Dash Pass, like they've lived this long. They are a sustainable business. Yeah, the fees can suck, but Dash Pass can also save you money. 3x on everything through Dash Pass. And then if you start living like that, you'll still get a solid 3x across the board that's still uncapped. Is it the safest way? Is it like the cleanest way to earn ultimate reward points? No, but without constant welcome offers, without the ink train, what else do you have? What you got to lose? It just, yeah. Codian, most of my family don't apply for credit cards if the benefits are worth it. Yeah, that is fair. Keith used one of my referral links back in the day when my approval was worth 40K UR for the refer. I remember that. I appreciate that. Background, I'm hoping the Chase shopping extension thing doesn't end up being too much of a headache. I've used it on Adidas, so we'll see how hard I will have to fight for those points. Yeah, and that's the other thing that can be a pain in the ass. So like, I'm really hoping they find some ways to give us some extra, like, to let us play by the rules. Hey, more Rove miles. So I would greatly appreciate them finding some ways to help us not, bend things the way that we've bent things in the past. We'll see. But that shopping extension through Chase only has about 1,000 retailers. Rakuten has like 3,000, 4,000. Rove claims that they have 13,000. Like, they gotta start offering us more options. They gotta start doing card linked offers as well and change their offers from cashback and statement credits to, copy. The best thing that they could do to copy American Express right now, not the nonsense that they've already copied, would be adding the ability to give you points on spend, like the Amex spend offers that they do. Not the crazy stupid ones that Keith will show us from time to time, where it's like spend $9,000, get an extra 9,500 points or something. Not those. What about the U.S. Bank Shoppers Cash Reward Card? That's the 6% on 2 retailers, 3% on 1 category of your choice that can include wholesale. I think that caps out at $1,500 per quarter in both of those. And $95 in spend. Like, that one is interesting, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it. If it wasn't $95, if that card had no annual fee, that would be a pretty tempting card. But again, rotating cards, pick your own categories, all get capped at $1,500 spend per quarter or $2,500 spend per quarter. Like, it's really hard to maximize those. You can maximize the Shoppers Plus just because like Walmart is an option and Target is an option and Amazon is an option. But would you really pay $95 for 1% more at Amazon when you can get 4 times transferable currency points with Wells, with the Attune, or straight 5% cash back with the Amazon cards, either with the Prime cards from American Express on the business side or Chase on the personal side? Like, since those have no annual fee, it's really worth, like, you just have to do the math. And the Shoppers Plus to me, the Shoppers Cash Rewards card does not math out the way that it should. I wish for $95 that they were giving me more than $1,500 per quarter, but it is what it is. Background balloon, if it ends up being bad, I'm gonna just use the 5x through PayPal on the Freedom Flex next month and stack with Rakuten, not getting the most UR points per se, but fewer UR points for less of a headache. Yeah, there's that. Hopefully they don't do anything super crazy. Funnily enough, my IHG Premier has some decent enough spend offers. 5% cash back on gas and groceries will show up from time to time. Not the most amazing value, but 5x IHG points and 5% cash back is nice. Yeah. And they'll also do the at the beginning of every quarter, be sure to use My Chase offers on your co-branded cards, because you could get elevated earnings for that quarter on like $1,000 to spend on all of your co-brands. So you definitely be on the lookout for those, where it can turn your card into like a 5x gas, grocery, dining card for $1,000 in spend. Vincent Pascal hasn't switched over to Bilt yet, but he still uses his Rakuten account to earn membership reward points. Yep, Amex knows the deal. Amex is willing to play the game. Amex is fine with it. It will be very interesting to see what, like, Bilt claimed that they, and Kerr on the Miles to Go podcast claimed that they did 1.4 million deposits in November when they did the big your big cash out with Rakuten. So they were successful with 1.4 million accounts, which is insane. And like, it's awesome that it works on the back end. Funnily enough, while he mentioned the number of accounts that successfully got deposits, he didn't exclaim how many Bilt points were paid out. So there's always something with the language that you need to be aware of. But no, Amex right now knows the score. Amex is cool with the score. If Amex had any issue with the score, they would have done something by now. Jimmy Duff joining us. Thank you so much for joining, Jimmy. How's it going? Hope all is well. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's go. Ooh, here we go. So let's just pop over to Rove for their Black Friday stuff. Kevin Yen, how to Charles Schwab debit card work? How does the Charles Schwab debit card work? Internationally, it will give you any ATM fee incurred. It will refund you that balance, like that charge. So effectively, there's no ATM fees internationally. But getting it, you'd need like the one of their cash management accounts. And I don't remember the rest of it on there. There's plenty of videos on it. John R. has definitely done videos on the Charles Schwab debit card. Definitely check out his videos. I want to say Chad's Money Minutes, if he's still watching, I think he's done stuff on the Charles Schwab card. Kelby has mentioned the Charles Schwab card, and I want to say Anthony has as well. I don't remember. But plenty of videos out there on the Charles Schwab and how to get it and how everything works. Spencer also has done a video on the Charles Schwab card, on the Charles Schwab debit. Keith is going to be running up the numbers on Bilt through Rakuten. Keith is on a mission to personally bankrupt Bilt, because he's still, Kevin from Duval, I'm looking at the Hilton Honors no annual fee card with the current 100,000 point sub that expires on January 14th. Should I jump at that or wait and hold out for better with a free night certificate on the sub? The free night certificate offer comes around I want to say it comes around every year. I want to say it comes around in the summer. He says she would wait. I'm beginning to think maybe. So I'm weirdly at a crossroads with Hilton Honors points. Like I'm working an upgrade offer to the Surpass with the Surpass. I will have like 300,000 Hilton points at that point. I can use other methods to redeem at 1.5, get a guaranteed 1.5 cent per point, without having to utilize the 5th night free and without having to like push other buttons. 100,000 points, depending on where you're looking to stay, because it can get you a couple of nights here and there during the week, right? It's not going to 100,000 points isn't going to hit the big Conrads, the LXRs, the Waldorfs, like those, the curio collections. It's not enough to really hit those properties. There's a timeshare offer of $199 for 3-night stay for 125,000 points. You got to go through the timeshare presentation. I paid the $199 and ended up never going down to Orlando for the timeshare presentation because I don't want to sit there for 2 hours and then, have somebody try to close me on another 2 hours and, me just trying to sit there the entire time. I'm just here for the points, man. Like, I don't get time. I don't get enough time to properly utilize the timeshare. It's just a money sink for you guys. I don't want to give you guys that much money. It's not really worth it to me. And then unless the spend on a timeshare could guarantee me, like that spend would guarantee me Diamond Reserve, I don't want to do it. So, yeah, I think it's worth waiting, but yeah, the 100,000 points isn't necessarily worthwhile, honestly. So yeah, you should wait. Feels like Chase is slowing down weaker, slowly becoming weaker over time. Granted, it's because other banks have definitely been improving a lot, but Chase really needs to step up, in my opinion. The Sapphire team is aware of the cock-up that they did with the Sapphire Reserve, and like they've had to create a whole like Reddit team that is on Reddit, which is just a dangerous place to be. I'm very curious to see what they do with feedback. Like the fact that they paused everything, they threw out another $250 credit for next year. They changed the edit credit and like have been doing this, that, and the other. Since the things kind of hit that they weren't going to be getting the numbers that they were expecting to get with it. I want to say that they're going to make changes. I just don't know what those changes are going to look like, and I don't know if they're going to be good or they're going to be like grounded in anything other than like silliness. So we'll have to see. Timeshare, yeah, the $199. Imagine 5 years down the line, all the tier lists putting Chase at the bottom. I'm not going to be watching those videos, but yeah, they could be. While listening, I just earned 50 United miles doing a 5-minute opinion survey. Anyone else do them? I haven't, but I wouldn't be opposed to, doing a survey in 5 minutes and getting 50 United miles. Definitely not bad. For Schwab, you need to open 2 accounts, one checking and one investment. All ATM fees are refunded at the end of the month. Works great overseas, great customer service. There you go. That's how it works, Kevin. Kevin Duval, you can theoretically get really good value with the welcome offer, with the FNC welcome offer, but you have to know that you will get that kind of value. Yeah, you have to know that you're going to use the FNC within that year, and you have to know where you're going to go, and you have to know like how much of a point value and like what your nightly value looks like. I have a free night certificate on my Surpass because my Hilton Honors, when I upgraded it, we had put more than $15,000 through that card. So I have a new free night certificate to play with. I want to go down to the Waldorf Astoria, like the original Waldorf Astoria on Park Avenue. But like I would very specifically have to take a couple of days off and like go down on a weeknight just to make sure I get that standard night. I'm not going down as a Hilton Diamond member, but like I would literally just be going to New York City to spend a night at that Waldorf. But I also think that would be worth it. Key, I have to call regarding my U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve travel dining credit reset date. If I'm at a fresh 325, I'll definitely use it to buy the timeshare. Okay. Background, I ended up taking the 100,000 points plus $100 statement credit welcome offer earlier this year because looking at the places I was traveling to, you'd be wasting the free night certificate on something like the Hampton Inn. Yeah, and you don't want to end up doing that. So Key is a maybe. Kevin Ewan's got to go spend some time with his family. Catch you later. Catch you, Kevin. Thanks for dropping in. Key, I have exactly 221 United miles. Maybe I should do some surveys. I have 3,000 United miles at the moment. So yeah, I'm sort of right there with you. I should be leveraging mileage plus X a little bit more, but we'll see. But we're going to share screen. We're going to come over to Rove, jump into our Rove account, and just like learn more about their Black Friday stuff. Oh, this is the Black Friday post I did in the video earlier this week. So Black Friday at Rove, travel deals. So starting at midnight, so starting in a couple of hours, available only on November 28th through 11:59 p.m. You can take advantage of the following travel deals: 10x miles per dollar on loyalty eligible hotels, up from 5x. So I've got to try to get some bookings done tomorrow for some extra Rove miles. 3x Rove miles per dollar spent on flights booked through Rove, up from 1x. So they're saying 3x across the board for all flights. I will say this: Rove, as the merchant of record, when you make that purchase through Rove codes as lodging. So you want to use a hotel earning card if you're going to book flights with Rove. I know it doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but trust me, you'll want to use a hotel earning card. So the Sapphire Reserve at 4x, the Autograph Journey at 5x, anything with a 3x travel category. You get 3x on your credit card, 3x with Rove. It's a cash booking through Rove, so it include your frequent flyer number when booking that flight with whatever airline you are flying with, and triple dip across the board. If you're doing first-time hotel bookings, if you spend $100, you'll get 500 bonus miles. If you do Black Friday 100 as the code when you check out, go to checkout, spend $500, get 2,500 bonus miles when you do Black Friday 500. And if you spend $1,000, if you're doing $1,000 stay somewhere, you'll get 5,000 bonus miles with code Black Friday 1,000. You've seen me like hawk my Rove link. It's in my pinned comments. Sign up for Rove. You get a 500 point bonus. I get 500 points when you sign up. And for any spending that you get, any bonuses that you get with them, I get 10% of the value of your bonus as well as a gift to me. Loyalty eligible, you get all the perks, and you will pay at the hotel at the time of the stay. So you do not pay through Rove. You'll pay when you go to check in, and the hotel becomes the merchant of record. So you bring a hotel card or the co-branded card associated with whatever program that you are booking in, and get your points with the hotel, get your night added to your account, get your spend with Rove at 5 or 10x. Tomorrow is 10x, and then all your points on the all your points on the card of record, right? Shopping deals are going to earn double miles at Nike, Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, all of these vendors. Converse is on there. Cool. Did Hey Dudes make the list? They did not. But Staples is on the list. Home Depot is on the list. StubHub is on the list if you need to use the StubHub credit. I've already mentioned this before. Groupon is on there. Eat With. Just double check because I think there may be more than this. But these are definite 2x, double the miles with Rove. Rove offers 1.6 times miles when you purchase points with various like if you buy Hyatt points, you get 1.6 on top of whatever multiplier, your 2x multiplier for purchasing points from points.com. So tomorrow it's going to be 3.2 Rove miles per dollar if you purchase Hyatt points. It's not a great sale right now. It's like a 20% discount, which kind of sucks, but you could add some Hyatt points and get 3 times Rove miles as well. And they're doing 5 times Rove miles on gift cards with Airbnb, hotel, and airlines. And then 4x Rove miles on Visa and MasterCard gift cards, up from 3.2. Those are capped at $2,000 in spend. So Rove's got some Black Friday options as well. Definitely worth looking into. So always good. Ian joining us. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day, Ian. Thanks for joining. Bill Wright, the United surveys are in the United app. Lonnie mentioned them, how I became aware. Yep. Probably earned a couple thousand miles. Yeah, it's definitely useful for that. Vincent Pascal, Wells Fargo Autograph would be great card to use with Rove. Yes, the Autograph would be a perfect card to use with Rove. If you're booking non-loyalty eligible hotels, that's great. Even if they're the hotel of if they're the merchant of record, the code is hotels 3x plus your Rove miles on that. Autograph Journey would work with the 5x. Sapphire Reserve works with 4x. Anything that has an elevated category for that. City Strata Premier would work. You'll probably end up blowing past $500. So don't bother with the city custom cash and try to custom cash your way into these things. But like Strata Premier would be fine. I want to say the Costco card actually gets you some cash back on travel. I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's some other, anything that would have like a strong travel category would be good. Keith is saying that Rove is my platform of choice for booking Hilton. I no longer want Hilton points. Here's my thing. I think Rove is going to become my platform of choice redeeming for Hilton because it still counts as a cash stay. So I'll still redeem, I'll still build Hilton points. It's just gonna be a question of what I do with my Hilton points going forward because they suck for transferring to transferring to airlines because it's 10-1. But man, I kind of just want to turn like, oh, I have enough points to book like a curio collection for a week. I'm just going to book them through Rove and guarantee 1.5 instead of, playing the game with Hilton. I use my ink preferred for Rove on 3XUR miles. Yep. 3XUR points. Jimmy Duff just became a channel member. Thank you so much, sir. Just as good as a $2.99 super chat. So greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, sir. Alex A joining us. Happy Turkey Day from Manila. Whoa. Thanks for watching from the Philippines. Working on my Atmos Summit sub 3x foreign purchases. Wishing everyone a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much, sir. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, sounds like that card's a perfect fit for you, especially with that foreign purchase spend. That's awesome. Kevin for Deval on the phone. It's about keeping the autograph with the Bilt product change. Only thing I'd use it for would be 3x for travel and transit, but I use the CSP for 2x now and value chase points more than Wells Fargo points. So it also comes with cell phone protection that you had with the Bilt card. It has 3x gas, which Chase doesn't have a gas category, so at least you have some elevated earnings for gas there. 3x on streaming, which the Sapphire Preferred does have, so you got that. 3x on a couple of other I feel like you get 3x on a couple other categories. Oh, your phone. You also get 3x on your phone. So there's that. But if it's not a fit, I totally get not going for it. That'd be fine. Bill Wright, I did a 0.81 Hilton redemption this week for a April trip. And that's sweet, right? Actually, the hotel in Puerto Rico, the meetup was just at. Oh, so okay, so the Caribe Hilton, the Hilton Caribe. I'm sure, like, again, you can get good value with it, or like good enough value with it, but you got to do like. I don't always have like a 5-night trip planned. I don't always have the ability to get things to line up, and if I don't have it, I just don't want to deal with it. So I'd rather do a loyalty eligible stay, get a couple of nights and guarantee 1.5. Like that is the thing. Loyalty eligible gets you guaranteed between 1.4 and 1.6. I've seen 1.4, I've seen 1.6, I've seen 1.5 across the board. I think I just want to play with that. Tio Rico, yesterday I booked a 10-day stay in London. I wanted to use Rove, but after checking Agoda, IHG, and Hilton, I ended up just using the City Travel Portal to use the preferred $100 credit. Sucks that Rove didn't work out there for you, but like Rove is definitely worth a look. But that 10-day, like depending on 10 days, were you looking at the loyalty eligible? Because those usually match member pricing. I know they definitely match member pricing with Hyatt's. I don't know how good they are across the board with like Hilton or Marriott yet. There's also Gondola, which is another option for you, and you could redeem like the 3% there and then like build up your credits over there for stays if you want. I haven't dove too far into Gondola just because I sort of like what Rove is doing, and I want to see like Rove, at least I see there's a pathway to make it even better and to tighten things up a little bit more. Like right now, the turnaround time on search for loyalty eligible is at least a week. I would love to see that get closed sooner rather than later. And I'm sure that like that will be part of the feedback, more the extra feedback coming. But for now, like you can book at least, as long as you're booking at least a week out, you can guarantee that 5X or tomorrow 10X. And I think 10X is going to be a thing that they're going to do a lot going forward. So we'll see what happens. Bill mentioned the Waldorf in Maui. I understand also to have been 0.8. Yeah. But like shooting for 0.8 just doesn't feel great is the problem. Bianca, in your experience, how easy is it to product change with Wells Fargo? I already have the autograph card, but we'll have 2 after the Bilt change. So it hasn't been like, here it is right in front of your face. Sometimes they put it in your face, like they can give you the option to change like an autograph to an active cash. I haven't seen the ability to transfer to an Attune or to upgrade up to the autograph journey yet. But I know that there's usually like the easiest one to convert over to would be like an autograph to an active cash or an active cash to an autograph. If you do accept the second autograph card, I'm sure you could give customer service a call and say, hey, I've already got one autograph. Could I convert my current autograph into an active cash? And then what is currently my Bilt card when that is no longer a Bilt card and that becomes an autograph? Can I just keep that as an autograph? So yeah, I don't want to say it's super easy at this point. A number of years ago when the active cash and the autograph launched, it was super easy to move my Cashwise and signature cards over, but that was not in the recent past. That was at least 7 years ago. No, closer to, yeah. I want to say like 2016. So like 8 years ago. But currently, best thing I would say would be to give customer service a call and just see if you can turn your current autograph into an active cash. You may not want to call right now, maybe closer to the date that it's going, like closer to that January date. But give them a call and just see, because I know moving an autograph to an active cash should at least be doable. Rico, it seems like Rove is similar to Rocket Miles. They give miles at an inflated cash price. I mean, they give you a bunch of miles is definitely a thing. I don't know about super inflated. Like, yes, if you're doing everything 1-to-1, right? So here they've got a JW Marriott for that date. Let me just pull up Marriott right quick. Sorry, we're going to look at some stuff. Where can we take you? JW Marriott Vegas. Yeah, we're going to do that one, and we're going to do February 15th. Done. Right, so I promise I'll go back to the comments in just a second. So share file, we're going to come over to Rove. So JW Marriott Resort and Spa in Vegas. This is February 15th to the 16th, one room. You're looking at room only, non-refundable, 12x miles per dollar, 272 a night, 272.60 total plus $89.44 taxes and fees, or you can book it for 21,000 Rove miles. Room only, refundable 10 times points per night, 10 times points per dollar. You're going to see 356 plus 101 after taxes and fees. This is deluxe room, 1 king bed. Deluxe room, non-refundable, refundable 271. Room only. Package 4, deluxe room, 1 king, balcony, non-smoking, $297 plus $80. Okay. Studio suite would be $527, and that's 23 times points per dollar. So you're going to earn 12,000 Rove miles on this free cancellation. So 23x for a suite, 527, right? So we're gonna look, find hotels. So now we're going to show this tab instead. Fully renovated, we're looking at the JW Las Vegas Resorts and Spa. We're going to view rates. Same night, same property. Deluxe one king Vegas Escape Package 364. Member exclusive package 444 includes a resort fee. Applies based upon availability, limited to 3 rooms per package. Hawthorne breakfast package 464. The 2 queen is 372 with the Vegas Escape package. Member exclusive offers for 454. And they're not even showing me the suites, right? That's the deals and packages. Standard rates 436 for the member flexible rate. Flexible rate would be 444. So that is both like in and out of Marriott. 2 queen beds, 446. 2 queen beds over here was what I said. 2 queen beds was 271. 1 king bed balcony, 451, 459. Junior suite, 583. So it is cheaper going this particular night and this particular location. Rove is coming out cheaper, but that's not always going to be the case. So that's completely fair. Daniel Sparks joining us, also another creator. Thank you, sir. How much turkey did you eat? Honestly, not a lot. I had a couple pieces of turkey. My sister made pernil. My sister also did something weird. She did a smoked rib, beef rib, but she did it like as a rib Hasselback, and she like cut slits into the ribs, and then like smoked them like that, and then added potatoes into the slits. So if you've had like Hasselback potatoes, she did that with like a beef rib. It was actually really good. Far less salty than she usually makes her ribs. Than they usually smoke their ribs. So I had one of those, a couple slices of turkey. I do like turkey. It's just, this is the first holiday where I'm on a weight loss program, and so I did not eat nearly as much as I usually do, which is a plus. And I've lost like 20 something pounds doing it. So yeah, didn't have a ton of turkey, but there's a ton of leftovers. So leftovers will be had. I just wish I had some gluten-free bread for a leftover Thanksgiving sandwich, because I miss Thanksgiving sandwiches like there's no tomorrow. Matt, eat at a Hilton dining restaurant earning 14x and do a 0.8 redemption. How is that bad? I'm not saying it's bad. Like if that works for again, it is not like that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I just have limits on my travel right now, so I don't have a ton of time to get the 0.8. But if you're able to get the 0.8 and you're able to earn 14 on Hilton dining, that's perfect. Like I'll be able to get let's see, 11, because I'm not dining VIP yet, but I get to go to one of my favorite local places probably tomorrow, use my Hilton Surpass, and they're in the Hilton dining program now, so I'll get 5 plus 6. So no, it's not bad at all. Like I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. I do not want that to be the message I'm conveying. Just for me personally, I just don't see myself delving too hard into it. Keith doesn't find the prices inflated at Rove for hotel bookings. I've probably used them 8 to 10 times since I've signed up with Rove. I've noticed the miles coming in, so thank you. Matt, would you consider going city if Chase fully goes to crap? I don't know. I really don't. I would have to like go out and get their cards, build out that ecosystem. So it's good, like for me, for chasing after welcome offers, but I don't like the Strata Elite. 1.5 catch-all is cool. Like if it's a travel card, give me more travel. If it's a lifestyle card be a lifestyle card. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with that card, and I don't know what that card is trying to be. And so, like, would I consider going to City? Yes, I would probably do the City Strata Premier, except I've got the Wells Fargo autograph. And I'd do the City Double Cash, except I have the Wells Fargo Active Cash. I would just be building up those points, and then the question would be, am I like going to go in on Choice and Preferred, or am I going to go in on try to go in on American Airlines, and go the one world path? Because, well, at least City has JetBlue 1-to-1 as well, so there's options, there's pathways. Like, City can make sense for me. It's just there's a lot of overlap with a card set I already have. Build a local restaurant in Hilton dining program, not a hotel. Yeah, no, that's perfectly like that's perfect, right? No, that's definitely awesome. Damn, I'm probably the only vegan in our community. No, Josh Giebel is a pescatarian. He mostly only eats fish. He's had some other stuff like lately, but he's primarily pescatarian. I think his partner is vegetarian. I don't remember. I don't want to speak for him. No, I'm sure you'd be surprised. There's a couple of folks who are probably more veggie focused than that. Matt, congrats on weight loss program. Thanks for sharing that info. Yeah, I'm hoping. I also had to update my insurance at work, and so I'm hoping that the update's there since it's the same provider. I don't think I'll have any issues with my program, my outside program for therapy, and my outside program with weight loss. But I have to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So, yeah, I've got some anxiety about that, but we'll see what happens. But no, the program has been awesome. The last like 2.5 months have been crazy stressful, and I've gotten off track, but like still, like and by gotten off track, like I just mean I've plateaued. Like I was seeing steady and like really good progress for a number of months, and then things kind of hit a wall, and I can get back into it. That's just like every week that I see a gain, as long as the gain is less than 3 pounds, like I'm happy with that because I can get that back. And, the week after that would be loss. So yeah, but it's slow and steady. It's not a, try to rapidly, like, you can't rapidly just lose because you could yo-yo back. Something you mentioned during a Stack Your Points pod was you were interviewing. Any updates there? Interviewing, like I have dreams to work with a company I've been mentioning a lot lately. Well, I don't know if dreams is the right one, if dreams is the right word, but like I would like to go there and help, like as they're building what they're building over there. I think that would be cool. I haven't done any sort of interview or anything like that, but like their head of marketing and I talk quite a bit, and like she's the one who gave me the stipend that I get with miles for moderating their Facebook group. So like I have some contacts. And at some point, like when the app launches and card linked offers go online and a couple other things, like I've let her know, like I would love the opportunity to talk to her in depth here on the channel. Don't know if we'll do a Stack Your Live with her. It all depend on her travel, her schedule, her life, but that would be pretty fun to do. So we'll see. But yeah, no real updates or anything like that. But I would not mind being a part of that team as they grow. 20 pounds, congrats, thanks. On getting closer to 30, but definitely in the 20s. Definitely been good. I just wish I could do a bit more, but I'll get back into it relatively shortly. Might have asked before, but what's your beef with City? Just embrace it, my man. Here's the thing. City for the longest time, like, just had complaints about customer service, right? I don't love their IT. I don't love, like, they just kind of were stagnant for the longest time and didn't know what they were doing. Um, I don't know. Like, they didn't have a premium card for a while. I don't like the Strata Elite. I still don't see like I see two sets of coherent ecosystems with City right now. I see two duos, and you can throw custom cash in at any point. I don't like the gamification that some folks can get away with City. Um, I don't know. They just. I also just haven't loved the company in a while. They were one of the they were the bank that needed to be propped up in 2008, and I'm still not 100% sure that they've learned their lesson. But yeah, I don't know. They just aren't my favorite bank in the world, but no bank should be your favorite bank, especially now. FOMO ate a vegetable once. I resemble that remark for the longest time. Keith is going with the double cash and the capital and the saver for his 2026 setup. I'm hopefully going to have 2026 be the year that I get out of Capital One. It's just an issuer I don't use. It's just an issuer, like, they can do their thing. It's cool. Their transfer partners are what they are. Their rates are laughable. I don't understand like how they negotiated their transfer partner rates. But I'm just gonna cash out and just be done at some point with them. I don't want to get into 2027 still holding Capital One cards, but is what it is. Jimmy Duff, City is tough on approvals. Gave me a custom cash and shut me down. I like City because my home airport is Chicago, and I like American. Yeah, I mean, the tough on approvals isn't really a big thing for me, but custom cash and shutting people down, that's not great. Their lack of controls with the City Strata Elite launch was hilarious to me, and like, that is indicative that whatever IT problems they probably had in the past have not been resolved. So that's not necessarily something I want to be involved in, but yeah. Dem, great weight loss, Matt. Went from 360 to 195 myself over a few years. Keep it down, not up. Yeah, I started around just under 350. I am approaching 315. Ideally, I would like to get down to like 260. 260 was like a decent body frame. Like, I'm 6'2", 260 is a lot easier to carry around than 6'2", 345. So, yeah, congrats on that. 195. That's awesome. I don't know that I'm going to go that far, but if it works for you, that's awesome. No, 360, like, that's over 100 pounds. That's well over 100 pounds. That's like 150, closer to 200 pounds. That's awesome. Bill asked, getting shots? Yes. That's partially why I'm worried about the insurance. That's a big part of why I'm worried about the insurance, because I'm only paying $25 a pop right now. And I don't want to do too much more than that. Dem didn't use that. He went over 5 years. That's fair. Big time. It's big time. Aspirations. Yep. Thanks over there. FOMO, nice job on the weight loss, fellas. I'm down over 60 with a long way to go, but happy with the start. Yeah, that's awesome. As long as you're happy with where you are, there's always more that can be done, but like, be happy with where you are as long as you're not, regressions can happen. Accept regressions as for what they can be. Just don't let it go too wild, right? Like, there are times where I would just go out every Friday and grab either a pint or a half gallon of Stewart's ice cream. Now, if I'm going out and grabbing a pint of ice cream, I'm making it a pint of Nick's ice cream. Why? Because it's 1/3 the calories and like double the protein and fiber. But yeah, no, there's been swaps I've made. There's been, some other things. For what it's worth, Citi repaid the TARP money before most. I worked there during all that. They didn't take it by choice. I thought they. Okay, I might have had it wrong. I know Chase repaid theirs relatively quickly because they were solvent and they were like told to take the money. I didn't realize how early Citi had repaid their TARP money. Didn't they have like one of the big investment firms collapse under them? Because I remember Chase got to buy, I want to say it was Bear Stearns, but I could be wrong. And Citi had one that like collapsed in underneath them. But that was 2008. And ever since, my generation's never going to be able to afford life the way that previous generations have. But again, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I read what was it? It wasn't The Big Short. The Big Short like plays into the causes of it with the CDOs and the mortgage-backed securities and all that. I have forgotten my 2008 history, and I need to go back, like my 2006 to 2007 fiscal collapse history. So I need to go back and sharpen up on that. Like, I'm not an expert on it. I know that a lot of the banks had to take, like a lot of the banks took a lot of money. Citi got AA. That's a huge get. Maybe one of the most significant improvements out of all the programs in 2025. Yeah, when I do like a superlatives next month, like Citi will get a fair amount of plaudits. So yeah, like them landing the plane after 38 years is amazing. How you can keep playing in a holding pattern for 38 years is beyond me, because Avianca Flight 52 did not. That's a terrible joke on a tragedy. My apologies. But no, they'll get plaudits for sure. They deserve plaudits for landing the plane. And like, as long as AA doesn't do a significant devalue, like they're in a good place there. Well, we'll see. Do you have a roadmap set up yet for 2026? No, not at the moment. I will potentially downgrade my Surpass card. I don't know yet. Surpass is a relatively easy earner, so I don't think I'm going to downgrade my Surpass. I don't know what I'm doing with my Sapphire Reserve, and until I know what the rest of the lineup looks like with like a Sapphire Preferred refresh and the Freedom cards, I'm sort of in a holding pattern with Chase. I only hold one membership reward point earning card. That's the Blue Business Plus. I don't know that I'm going to jump into the annual fee merry-go-round with membership reward points. So I can't make that my roadmap. I put that on my roadmap. Autograph Beyond would be impressive to add. If it's impressive, I'll add the Autograph Beyond. But right now, there aren't a whole lot of other cards that I'm looking to add. I can still add the JetBlue Plus card, so I could definitely do that. But if I do the JetBlue Plus card, then I'm sacrificing a JetBlue Premier card, which is a funny statement to say out loud. So yeah, I don't have a ton on the roadmap right now. Like, my setup is pretty useful for me at the moment, but yeah, it's I don't have significant additions right now to go forward. Good card setup, Fidelity Visa plus whatever card you have working on a sign up bonus with at the moment. Yep. Fidelity Visa, 2% cash back across the board. No foreign transaction fees. You get that Trusted Traveler program credit. It's a really good card. I can't fault it. Jimmy Duff took me 5 years to lose 60 pounds. Congrats on that. Slow and easy is the way. Yep. Cut out soft drinks and walked every day because we inherited a dog. I cannot cut out soft drinks in any way, shape, or form, but I make sure that everything now is 0 sugar. I have had less than like 15 fully sugared sodas in the last 4.5 years. Matt, can you make your own? You can make your own ice cream with the Ninja Creamy, or check out Halo Top. I've had Halo Top; they're usually pretty good. I do like Nick's just because it comes in a little bit lower calorie, but Halo Top is also really, really good. And the Ninja Creamy will be a solid investment when I have a more permanent life solution for where I live. Bear Stearns and Washington Mutual went to Chase. Okay. Lehman fully collapsed. There was like the whole thing was a mess, honestly. All banks have done harm to the U.S. population. No dispute there. I wish I could sit down with you and explain what things JP Morgan has done of late in Argentina, for example. I mean, what they're doing in Argentina, probably not great. What Citi did in Haiti, not good. Forcing the reparation payments with interest. Credit Suisse was historically corrupt. Deutsche Bank is hilarious. Wells Fargo did the Wells Fargo thing. Bank of America did the Wells Fargo thing. Like 3 or 4 years ago. Well, no, it's closer to 6 at this point. But like Bank of America did the exact same thing. Nobody hates them the way they hate Wells. No, I know that the banks are inherently not good. I'm fully aware of it. Like, I'm not going to say like, oh, well, Citi did like, I don't like the things that they've done. But it's not you do have to just like make your bed with whatever bank, because there are no good banks. And like, as much as credit unions are a better alternative, like credit union credit cards are not good generally. Like Navy Federal and PenFed have their cards, and like the NASA Federal Credit Union and Vincent's State Department Federal Credit Union card, those are all pretty good, but like not everyone qualifies for those cards. For sure. But no, I'm not here to absolve JP Morgan as opposed to Citi. I'm not here to absolve Citi as opposed to JP Morgan. Like it's all bad all the way down. You should check out the MicroStrategy JP Morgan debacle. Yeah, JP Morgan underwrites horrible things. Like, all I have to say with JP Morgan is Epstein. Boom. Like, I'm fully aware that no bank is clean, which, yeah, there's a bit of a boycott with JP Morgan at the moment. Yeah, and JP Morgan got grifted by that woman, by the woman who just like was setting up a student loan company, and like they were absolutely just faking their data and cooking their books, and she was able to get like $150 million investment, or like her company was purchased by JP Morgan for $175 million. Like, JP Morgan makes bad bets, and JP Morgan does horrible things. Citi makes bad bets and does horrible things. Wells Fargo makes bad bets and does horrible things. Bad bets with Wells Fargo. Bilt, their Bilt relationship was not a good bet on their part. They overinvested in that. It's just lucky that they bought into a company that actually provides goods and services, unlike what Chase did. So, like, yeah, no, all banks are bad. Vincent reminding that Tillamook is another great ice cream brand. Yeah, great state of Oregon. I got nothing wrong with Tillamook. I also love like Jenny's from Ohio, Grater's from Ohio. There's some local ice cream that's also really good. Stewart's is really good ice cream locally. I keep meaning to try the place that Keith mentions up in Kingston. I just can't find my way across the bridge for whatever reason. But yeah, no, Tillamook's a really good creamery, and I enjoy their cheese as well. So they did the same thing in Mexico in the 90s. Yep. You can do a podcast series on bank scandals. Yes, you can. Those more well-versed in research and that level of storytelling would definitely do well there. HSBC was the money launderer of the world criminals and terrorists before Bitcoin. Yes, HSBC also basically funded the opium wars in the 1850s as Britain was gaining its sphere of influence there. Like, HSBC is not a clean actor either. Angry Outer Reacts joining us. Howdy all, you crazy kids. Just popping in to hit that like button. Thank you so much, sir. Greatly appreciated, and love the animation art there. The profile art. That's perfect. YouTube experiment joining, listening on TV. You have Stewarts near you? Yeah, my Stewarts are a bit further north and across the river, so I'm in the lower Hudson Valley. They're more mid and upper Hudson Valley. I drive up and down the Hudson Valley like there's no tomorrow. In my work in politics, I've done campaign work in Westchester, Rockland, Orange, Putnam, Dutchess, Ulster counties. I know those 6 counties very well. I've been involved with campaigns that went up into Greene County, that went out to Sullivan County. Sullivan's a weird place. So yeah, I know all of those. When I was working in Pennsylvania, I had Wawas galore because I was in Eastern Pennsylvania. But when you drive through Pennsylvania, it's Wawa versus Sheetz. That's a whole thing. And I had Wawas down in North Carolina when I went to school in North Carolina. Ohio, it's a big ice cream debate between Grater's and Jenny's. Both are perfectly fine. Jenny's is just really good. I didn't realize how much better Jenny's was than Grater's because I was like a huge Grater's fanboy for the longest time. Every region's going to have its specialty stuff. But yeah, no. Stewart's, I travel up to Dutchess County a ton. Dem grew up in Stony Point. Yep, I'm very close to Stony Point. Very, very close to Stony Point, just not on that side of the river. I do not use the Tappan Zee Bridge. I call it the Tappan Zee Bridge, but I know every bridge up the pathway. If you're in Sullivan, Orange, or Ulster, let me know. I'm in Sullivan, but near the other two. Oh, so that's like Minnesink or no, Minnesink's is Minnesink in Sullivan? Minnesink's out that way. Waiwayanda is a town. It was the town in Orange that's up against the Ulster border, and then like Ellenville is over there. Yeah, I'll let you know the next time I'm over on that side of the river. I'm on the eastern side of the river, but I'll let you know my next round of exploits over there. Absolutely. HSBC has cornered JetBridge advertising space. Yes. And a couple of hockey rinks along the way. Dem, I call it the Tappan Zee as well. House Row native from the 80s. Perfect. Yeah, it's always going to be the Tappan Zee to me. I will never call it the Cuomo, especially after Andrew. It's nonsense. Like, Marriott was cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you're going to name a bridge after Cuomo, let it be Marriott. But I got no love or respect for Andrew. Jane's Ice Cream supplies other shops that sell ice cream in the Hudson Valley. You do not need to go to Kingston for it. Jane's. Okay, I keep meaning to go to Jane's or look for Jane's. I will look for it. If I can find it on my side of the river, I'll go. But the next time I sojourn to that side of the river, I will do so. I'm going across the Long Island Sound this weekend, or technically the East River, but I'll be at UBS Arena on Sunday. I'm stoked, but we're going to spend the night on Long Island on Saturday night. So that'll be fun. But yeah, no credit card roadmap as of yet. I'm pretty happy with my set of cards. I've got the Surpass that I'm working the upgrade offer on. I've already used my first quarter $50 credit. So that's before the annual fee was even posted. I'll have a credit to burn next quarter. I'll probably just set up a couple of nights through Rove with loyalty eligible and book something to get my quarterly quarter credit there. As long as I do 3, then I'm good. Then I've got the autograph, I've got the active cash, I can put away the Freedom Unlimited for a little while, I guess. I can I'm just waiting to see what else happens with the Sapphire Reserve and the if they make a Sapphire Preferred refresh. The other cards that would be of interest to me, I don't know what will come of them, but there's going to eventually potentially be an IHG premium card. I would love to see what that card looks like. I would love to see what a Hyatt premium card looks like, because that is definitely coming next year. And then there is, they just put out surveys for an Aeroplan premium card, and I'd be interested to see what they might do there. If it's only the 195 mark, I'm not going to be particularly interested, but if they do something at like 395 or 495 and more access to Maple Leaf lounges and better pay yourself back with travel, that could be a play. But we'll see. Other cards that would be of interest, I still need to see what the rest of the Blue Sky Alliance looks like, so I could jump in on the United side for sure. But yeah, I don't have a ton on the roadmap right now. Part of having most of my spend taken care of without having to play the, oh god, what sub am I working now, is it gives me time to kind of like sit back, reflect, get a sense of where my spend goes and maximize the spend that I have. The other thing that I want to look at would be continuing to maximize. So going further into Upside, going further into Rove, going further into other options, dining programs, making sure that I'm like maximizing there as well, just to see that I am not leaving too much else on the table. Like, I'm good with what cards I have at the moment, but I want to stay flexible and keep myself in a position where I'm currently 224, so I drop back down to 124 soon, actually. When did I added the Surpass, so the Hilton Honors before I opened the Attune. The Hilton Honors, I think, was the last personal card I opened. I've opened a couple of business cards in between. So the Hilton Honor, if the Hilton Honors was my last personal card, I opened that in July of 2023. Yeah, I'm actually 124 now. Huh. Cool. Chase is my oyster. Woo. But there's nothing worth applying. Higher premium card, higher category free night certificate. I'm hoping for a 1 to 6 on that sucker. Honestly, 1 to 6 would be great. But I'm not super hopeful. Greg the Frequent Miler was praying for the best but expecting the worst with the Hyatt premium card. Yeah, he put out something that I wanted to do, like a reaction video, that I'm going to do a reaction video to at some point. And I definitely want to do something in that regard, because if I can, he put out a lot of interesting things, especially the parts to like make Globalist even more special, but like not giving a quicker way to Globalist was certainly a play. So yeah, I'm gonna do something with that article at some point, maybe tomorrow since I'm not working. So stay tuned. Kevin from Duval recently picked up the U.S. Bank Altitude Connect for the TSA pre-check credit and priority pass visits 4 times a year. Yeah, and those are restaurant eligible as well, so you can pick up you can do priority pass restaurant, which is solid. So yeah, no, it's not a bad card for what it is. It's just I don't trust U.S. Bank. Like, I don't know what their program is going to be in 6 months. I don't know what they're doing. Like, they just released that split card that, doesn't make any sense aside from US Bank trying to maximize on Klarna. So it's weird. Keith is telling me to get some cards. If I had your mother's level of spend, Keith, and I am not trying to say that maliciously, just like your mom getting all of those offers. If I had the ability to do that sort of spend and that sort of like run, I would gladly. And then, if I could, like, I'm getting business card offers all the time from American Express, but like, I don't have the 20K in spend. I don't have the 15K in spend in the time frame that they're looking at. So like me adding the business gold, me adding a business platinum doesn't make sense. If I'm not going to hit the welcome offer, right? And I'm getting those 250K. Well, I'm getting that 250K welcome offer for the business platinum. I just don't have the, like, I don't have the 20K in 3 months. I just don't. The channel makes what it makes. It doesn't make a ton every month. It's consistently right now pulling in about 300 a month. Stack Your Points is pulling in maybe 150, maybe like 110, but that's literally all memberships and what do you call it? Memberships and supers, right? So like, not selling merch, not doing anything like that. Merch isn't high margin. So like, I don't have the spend on the business side, and I don't have the personal spend to supplement the business side. So it makes it a little bit harder. Filmo's first video should be about his sub haul for 2025. I'm curious to see if or when Filmo will ever do a video. He should. He definitely should. Key, going back, I'm beyond annoyed at Virgin and Air France. I cannot find anything to work. Yikes. That's not great. For domestic, can someone try? Having an issue with my Virgin account. Let me see what we can do. Virgin. Oh, it's been so long since I logged into Virgin Atlantic. Oh, that's not at all what I wanted. Virgin Atlantic. Hide for now. Get Virgin miles at 1.1. Yes, I agree. Whatever. Log in. Sorry, y'all. I know. Captivating entertainment as always. Okay. Hello. Search for reward flights. You need to log in. That's fine. Flying from. So let's do from JFK to MCO. We're going to do round trip. We're going to do this stupid February trip that I want to try to do. 2 adults, 1 child. Search flights. I'm looking to see what I can do. Clear cookies. G's working now. Okay. Sorry, Key. Delta flight, domestic, any route. Okay. I was looking, no flights. Tuesday the 24th, 29,000 plus 1120 in taxes. So let's see, Tuesday the 17th, not the flight I want to do. So like, let's go with that. And then returning on Tuesday the 24th, we're going to go with, that one. So let's see. I'm just going to continue pricing from 29,000, and those have to be, yikes. So I'm finding February 17th, JFK to Orlando, 3:15 flight out with a change. Yeah, this isn't great. Main cabin for 88,000 Virgin miles. That's not even remotely possible to be right. Yeah, I'm probably looking at it wrong. Key. Sorry. Sick redemption earlier this year with Virgin 19 cents per point, and that's about it. Yikes. Do you think Allegiant or Breeze will ever become a transfer partner with someone? I think Breeze will. I don't know who Breeze is going to go with first. I'm pretty sure they're going to go with the bank, but they could do a bank or a reward network. I'd like to see Wells grab Breeze, honestly. I would also like to see Breeze make their points worth more than 1 cent per point. Sounds like they're going to be overhauling their program in terms of redemption values, in addition to all the other like point earning capabilities. So grabbing a bank partner would be good, or grabbing Rove would be fantastic as well. So that'd be helpful. I'm going to jump to the other comments in just a second, but Jimmy Duff dropped a $4.99 super chat. Greatly appreciated, and became a channel member. So thank you so much, sir. First live listen. Thanks for all the info. I like your world weary style. Greatly appreciate it. I hope that, I'm not too Eeyore like. I do have weird views on the world, but greatly appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. So clear cookies, yeah, working now. Got it. Elizabeth R joining. Elizabeth R. I received an email this week from Amex for the Blue Business Plus with a 75K sub. I clicked the link and applied, but got the message, this offer is not available. Any advice on how to get it to work? You could try clearing cookies, clearing your cache and your data. You just go into like settings, clear cache on Google. The other thing would be there should be like a phone number associated with it. If you do see that phone number and it's a legit email from American Express, you can give them a call. But yeah, that should work as well. If you have your Amex login, if you see it on your Amex side, that should be a path forward as well. But if they're emailing it to you, just make sure that it's a legit Amex email and not a phishing attempt, and give their business services line a call. I think they're pretty easy to get a hold of. Dem has redeemed 375K BBP subs this year. Impressive. Go for it. And odd that didn't work after being targeted. Yeah, that is odd. I would give their business service credit card number a call. Honestly, Vincent, aside from Rove, which point currencies do you want to build more of in 2026? Chase is going to be a slow grind unless they start doing like retention offers. So I would still love to build Chase more. Not obviously Rove, but you said aside from Rove, building out my build stack would not be a bad idea, honestly. So I could go to Rakuten for some stuff if Rakuten's doing a lot of like their Black Friday option, like more of their Black Friday sales. I have Bilt as my option now for Rakuten, so it wouldn't hurt just to continue building out my Bilt path, Bilt points. Bilt 2.0 should have more card linked offers, more neighborhood capabilities. So, even if my Bilt is being built up at a trickle, I wouldn't mind. Like I use my Sapphire Reserve with Lyft, and I earn 2 Bilt points per dollar on that. I build up like in the instances I go to Walgreens, like it's attached to my Freedom Unlimited. So I will continue to build out my Bilt points, but it's just not going to it's not going to be a priority compared to some others. If Autograph Beyond launches, I'll go grab those Wells points. And then the only other currencies that may be of some use to me would be Aeroplan or United, depending on what the rest of Blue Sky looks like. because we still don't know enough about Blue Sky, because their redemptions just look like trash and their earning rates are what they are. But I would like to make that a little bit easier to play with. Also Air India, but I could do that with Rove. Keith asks, are you going to use your Rove miles for a Lufthansa Allegris redemption? I would love to. I would absolutely do something to do Allegris, to fly Allegris somewhere. And I could also use my Rove miles to do those 88 mile transatlantic flights. I would sit in economy if it meant flying for only like 88 cents a pop. And then like taxes and fees and everything would be like $300 or $400. But like, okay, I'm paying $400 in fees, which kind of sucks. But I only spent 88 miles to fly transatlantic. So yes, I want to do Allegris, and if I could shoot my way into some status via the 88-mile transatlantic flights, I will find a way to do that as well. Tariq joining us late to the party, but watching on a treadmill at the one and only open gyms in Killeen, Texas. Nice. Killeen is my primary Irish family's last name. So I don't know if they had anything to do with the founding of the town. I doubt it, or the founding of the city of Killeen, Texas. But yeah, weird quirk about my extended family. Yeah, we've been going now, wow, close to 2 hours. So thank you everyone who has stuck around. We're at 35 folks for a late Thanksgiving night live. Any other questions, to-dos, what do you call it, along the way? Any more Rove miles hit no. Well, yeah, I got 130 more miles today. So I'm up to a nice flat 28,600 with 13,000 miles still pending. So that's awesome. Key, Matt, thank you. This has been great. Yeah, anytime, Key. Thanks so much for sticking around. Appreciate all of y'all. Glad you were able to get your Virgin issue resolved for the most part, so that's good. And yeah. Oh, other things to look forward to in the next couple of days. December 1st, we will get the Discover It categories for Q1 of 2026, whatever those are going to be. And then the 15th, we will see the Chase Freedom Flicks categories for Q1 of 2026. I'm not super stoked about either of those. I would love for both of those cards to get reformed into copies of the Cash Plus from US Bank. So we'll see. And if anyone is booking a Kimpton, there is their secret password for the next couple of months. Current secret password is the life of a Kimpton guest. So if you say that on stays booked between November 24th and February 28th, 2026. So if you're staying at a Kimpton, at check-in, mention the phrase the life of a Kimpton guest, and you'll get your spin the wheel, get a welcome amenity, bonus points, something. It's the Kimpton secret password. So make sure you're doing that if you have any stays booked at Kimpton's. Keep saying 130 miles sounds like my booking from yesterday. Yeah, I'm assuming that most of my big mile 10%ers are coming from Keith at this point. I've got one pending from Keith that I assume is from Keith that is there was one that was pending for 2,000 miles that was a 10%er. So if anybody's redeemed 20,000 miles at Rove, I greatly appreciate you. Yeah, 1120. I've got an 1,100 point redemption pending, or 1,100 points coming into my account pending. I've got 1,500, nearly 1,600 from 1118, and 2,900 from 11.5. So I'm figuring all of those were Keith, but for those who have jumped into Rove and started using, who have used my referrals, there's been over 100 of you. I greatly appreciate that. if all 100 people all maxed out what I could earn in the 6 months, which is like 50,000 points a pop, I would have like 5 million Rove miles. It would be insane. Sorry, a bit parched on that one. But yeah, I think this is kind of a good place to call it. I appreciate everyone who's watched. I appreciate everyone who stuck around. Oh, Keith coming in with 10 gifted memberships. Greatly appreciated. Let me see if I can find out who those people are. Keith, thank you so much for that. That is the same as a $30 super chat. So I appreciate that, sir. So Keith coming in strong right at the end. And am I able to... Yeah, let me pull up my live stream here. 1 second. Content. Live. We're going to pull this up. We're going to come to the live. We're going to do that. We're going to come over here and we are going to gift another 5. Try to gift another 5 memberships here. Oh, no. We're going to send out 5 more memberships. So there we go. So I've added another 5. Cool. Keith added 10. Thank you. So I've matched you for 5. I don't know that I can add another 10, but greatly appreciate that. Sleepy Rod asked, what miles points do you burn the fastest? I think it's safe to say Hyatts are pretty much like, I burn Hyatts pretty quickly. I'll burn Marriott's pretty quickly as well, just to get them off the books. I burnt down a lot of JetBlue points over the course of the year. At one point, I was down to like 6,000 JetBlue points, but my partner and I had to cancel our flights to and from Detroit, so I ended up getting those miles back. But at one point this year, I had like 250,000 JetBlue miles, or like 200,000, and I'm down to 53 right now. So a couple of JetBlue flights knocked out like 150,000 miles. The dynamic pricing at JetBlue is a pain, but is what it is. Hyatts, I know, like Hyatts I use pretty tactically. Like, oh yeah, there's a event at Marist. Okay, and that's going to be a $600 stay. Nope, 9,500 points. Load those up, burn those right then and there. Airlines, since I don't get to play with my my travel schedule too much, I don't like book, cancel, rebook, transfer out. So I have like in my transfer currency piles, I have a lot, and then go from there, and just kind of go from there. Why am I so loyal to JetBlue? I just like the extra leg room and economy. Honestly, I can go between the others, but like paying for premium economy is just a pain in the ass. So in the rare cases where I can snipe like a 10,000 point seat with JetBlue and then pay $43 to move up to like their extended, even more legs room seats, the preferred and the even more space, and like pay $100 more for even more space, that just feels worth it to me for some of those flights. But I can't travel across the country with it. I would go Delta. I would go Delta United or someone else. I also like, starting my flights not in JFK if I don't have to, but currently kind of have to do everything through JFK, which is a pain. Because LaGuardia, you're just going to end up at one of the other hubs, which sucks. So JetBlue are a lot more point A, point B, nonstop flights. They don't have to worry about any nonsense. And they also have competitive pricing for New York. Yeah, they definitely do. I'm not seeing it on award bookings right now because for whatever crazy reason, my partner wants to go down to Orlando for the busiest school vacation February break of the year. So that's not going to work out particularly well. But I wanted to go to like San Martin, or I wanted to go to somewhere else for that week. But everything is just hurting. So yeah. we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, I do like their pricing. They're probably going to get bought by United, so there is that. I don't know. I always like looking for underdogs, and I'm weird that way. But there you go. Anyway, it is now 11 o'clock. We have been on for just about 2 hours. All 39 of you have stuck around this long. I greatly appreciate you guys. We're going to call it there. It is time for Matt to say goodnight, Matt. But I greatly appreciate everyone who has stuck around. Thank you so much for your time. Keith, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Again, the same as a $30 super chat. The $5 super chat from Jimmy Duff. Thank you so much for that again, sir. Jimmy also became a member of the channel tonight, so greatly appreciated that as well. Anyway, be sure to check out the channel. I'm not sure how much news is going to drop on Black Friday, but if there's anything worth reporting, I will have some time to put together a video or two, or maybe I'll just record a couple of videos to release over the course of the weekend. But I will see you guys on, I'll be recording Stacking Points on Monday night. And then, we'll do the same sort of thing next week. But greatly appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. And bye for now.